guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be filming a Teen Mom Q&A. I just did a poll on my Instagram like a really long time ago actually, and I kind of just forgot about it and like kept putting it off, so I'm actually gonna like film the Q&A today and hopefully post it soon. So yeah, so I just screenshotted them all on my phone. So the first question is, what's the hardest part of being a teen mom? So probably the hardest part is kind of just balancing everything and like finding a balance in just anything. Like, I don't even really know how to explain it, but like you just have to like be able to manage your time and like find the balance between like school and work and taking care of a baby, and then like I don't really have a social aspect of my life. Like, I don't really do anything when I do go somewhere, like go out somewhere, like, I mean like shopping, not like go out. Like, I don't really go anywhere because all of my friends are in college and like they're in college like way further than me. Like, I mean way further than me, like really far away from me. And then I'm like, the college I go to, like I don't really know anybody there. Like, I don't really talk to anybody. Like, I'm not really friends with anyone there, so I don't know. But yeah, it's just kind of like, even just finding a balance and like doing, like having like my own time to myself, like I don't know, it's just, I think it's hard for me personally, like with school and everything, like trying to go to college and like do my homework. It's just a time management thing. Like, it's so hard to like be able to like get everything done that I want to get done with a baby. Even like getting ready in the morning is so hard. Like, I don't know, I don't really have time for it, so like usually I just throw on like leggings and a sweater or something and then like literally call it a day. Like, I don't even like do my hair or anything anymore, which is kind of funny because like that was like my whole like life before I had her. So yeah. The second question is, what was the worst part of postpartum? So probably, I'm just gonna be real, like, so if you don't want to hear it, then skip over this because it's kind of gross. It wasn't even like the bleeding that was bad. Like, yeah, it was disgusting and everything, but like by far, like that was like the easiest part of it all. Like, I think probably the worst part was like not being able to like sit comfortably. Like, I don't know if anyone else experienced that, but I felt like I couldn't sit for like weeks. Like, I was just so uncomfortable and I don't know, it was awful. Everything hurt so bad. Like, nobody talks about postpartum, and like if you want, I can make a whole separate video on this. I'm just not going to get into it if people don't really want to hear about how gross it is, but it's like so terrible. Like, everything just hurts so bad. Honestly, I always say this to people, like postpartum was so much worse than like actually giving birth. Like, it was so uncomfortable. Like, I was in so much pain. Like, you can barely walk, move. Like, literally all I did basically was lay down with Madison, and that's it. Like, I just laid in my bed for like 3 weeks after. I didn't really do anything. So yeah. How did you decide on Madison's name? Wait, I think there was another question like this, but I liked the way that it was worded. Let me see. No, I think it was the same. Oh, I think it was, how did you come up with Madison's name? Okay, yeah, so it was the same thing, but I thought there was more. Like, no. So how did you decide on Madison's name? Well, I liked a lot of different, like, unique names, which is kind of funny that I ended up naming her, like, more of a traditional name. But nobody else really liked the names that I had, and her dad actually suggested the name. And I always liked the middle name, May. By the way, her name is Madison May. And so, I don't know, I just, like, when he, like, said Madison, I was like, yeah, like, and then, like, I started thinking about it, and, like, I don't know, it just seemed like such, like, a good name, like, for this baby. Like, I have always liked, like, I don't know, just for an example, like, I've always loved the name Chloe. I think the name Chloe is so pretty. Like, that's, like, literally one of my, like, all-time favorite names ever. Like, I love that name, but, like, I, like, could not see myself naming this baby Chloe. Like, her name, like, she was not a Chloe. Like, that was not it. I don't think I would ever, like, name my child Chloe, though, even though, like, I love that name. I don't know, I just can't see myself, like, naming a baby that. But yeah, basically it was kind of just random, and I don't know, I just liked it, and it was a name we actually agreed on and both liked. So then like I put Madison May together, and I just really liked the sound of it. And there was also someone on Instagram that I followed, and her daughter's name was Madeline May, and I really liked that, but I didn't like the name Madeline, and I just liked Madison, so I don't know, I kind of like saw that and then put it together and was like, oh, Madison May, like, that's so pretty. So, I don't know, that's pretty much how I got her name. Also, this is kind of funny, it wasn't really how I got her middle name, but my grandmother's middle name is May, and so, like, I don't know, people in my family always ask, I'm like, no, like, I didn't even know her middle name was May until, like, after I named Madison May, like, I had no idea, so that's also kind of funny. Let's see. People's reactions to you being pregnant, like family, school, friends. Okay, so I kind of explained that in the 16 and pregnant video, but I don't want to get too in-depth in it here, because if you want like a deeper description of it, it's in my other video. But like friends, I didn't really tell anybody. I told my best friend, and then I told my boyfriend, and that was it. Nobody else knew. I didn't tell, I mean, people knew, but like they didn't hear it from me. Like, I didn't tell anybody, so I don't know. Yeah, like, you kind of had, like, the daily harassment, like, are you pregnant? Like, I heard you're pregnant, but, like, I don't know, like, there was nothing really said that I heard, at least, that was negative. Like, there was really nothing I ever heard that was negative, which was, like, the complete opposite reaction that I thought I would get. Like, nobody really said anything bad to me while I was pregnant, or even after I had Madison. Like, everything was, like, very nice. Like, people were so nice about it. Family, they took it really well. Like, my parents took it fine. Like, they didn't, like, flip out on me. I'm sure they were, like, disappointed, but they didn't, like, take out their anger on me and, like, scream at me or anything like that. None of my family really did. Nobody really said anything to me about it. Everyone kind of just said congratulations, and that was it. So, yeah. Oh, as for school, like teachers, my teachers were really supportive about this. I don't remember if I talked about this in my last video or not, but they were so nice. Like, they were just really good about it and so sweet and understanding. Before and after I had her, like, they were all so great. Like, such great people. Advice for teens who are pregnant. That's kind of hard. So, probably just focus on yourself and not, like, what other people think about you, or, like, your family, your friends, like, anybody. Like, don't even worry about that, because once you have your baby, like, in your arms, that's really all that matters. Like, nothing else matters after you have your baby. Like, I was kind of, like, very self-conscious about it while I was pregnant, and, like, didn't go out anywhere, like, didn't even go to the store with my mom, like, literally stayed in my house, like, didn't want anybody to see me or anything, and nobody did see me pregnant, so there's that, I don't think. So, yeah, I don't know, but I kind of wish I did post about it and stuff, but I just never did, because I was so self-conscious about it. But honestly, like, don't worry about what anybody thinks, and that's really the only thing that's important, and, like, to focus on yourself and make sure, like, you're healthy and everything, like, for your baby. So, yeah, that's really it. How old were you when you got pregnant? I was 16, and I was 17 when I had her. Morning routine for Madison. I actually want to make a video on that, so I'm gonna make, like, a teen mom morning routine video. So, yeah, it's too in-depth to explain. How much time do you get to spend with her? So pretty much, like, every day. Right now I don't have her. She's at her grandparents' house for, like, her dad's side of the family. So on Fridays, like, every Friday she goes to their house, and, like, that's fine, whatever, like, and just for a few hours, and then she gets dropped back off to me. But other than that, I'm with her every single day. I work on the weekends, so my parents watch her, because I live with my parents, so they just watch her. And then, I go to school on, most of my classes I go to school at night, so my parents watch her at night, and then, like, they put her to bed, and that's really it. But I have one class that's during the day, and it's 4 hours long. I know it's weird, like a really long class, but that's really like the only time that I don't get to spend with her. Other than that, I'm with her like every second of every day. Where do you buy her clothing? People ask me this all the time. Basically, like Old Navy, you just kind of have to pick through everything. Like, personally, I like dressing her like a little adult. I think it's so cute and like really funny. But I don't know, Old Navy has like a lot of cute stuff like that. And 12 to 18 months is in the toddler section now, and that's the size that she's in right now, so it's like a lot like more cuter clothes. And then also Baby Zara, I get a lot of her stuff from there. And then like Instagram shops and stuff, like all of her bows come from just random Instagram shops. Like I literally like live on there to buy her clothes. So the next question is, why bathe Madison in the sink and not the tub? Well, it's like usually it's just easier to bathe babies in the sink, but now she's getting way too big for the sink. But our tub is actually like the little switch where you switch it from shower to bath. It's broken, so we have to get a new one, so that's why she's still in the tub. I mean it's still in the sink. She fits still, but she's like getting too big for it, so we just have to get a new switch thing. That's actually kind of a funny question. Do you still have a good relationship with your friends? That's a really good question. So yes, I do. There's a lot of people that I don't really talk to anymore because I just can't really like relate to their life. Like I don't go out anymore. I don't do any of that like high school stuff. Like, I mean not high school, like now like college party stuff. I don't do any of that because I have a child. So yeah, I still, like my very close friends, I have probably like 3 or 4 close friends, and one of my best friends has a baby, so like I can relate on that spectrum. Like we don't hang out as much as we used to. Like we used to be together like literally like every weekend, like always, but now that we both have babies, it's hard. And then a lot of my friends are in school like across the country from me, so that's another, not a lot, like I have a couple of friends that are, so like I don't really see them anymore. Like that's what I was talking about in the beginning when I was explaining how like I don't really talk to anybody at my school and all my friends are so far away, or like my friends are like more in the city and I'm not in the city, so it's harder like in that way too, I think. Yeah, it's just kind of difficult. So I think that's like the only thing, but I do have a really good relationship with like a lot of my friends. Like I'm still very close to them. I talk to them every day, like, so it doesn't really make a difference for me, other than just not really seeing them in person. Trying to find that. What is your major, and are you actually interested in doing it or just for the or are you doing it just for the money? So my major is nursing. I'm actually really interested in it. I want to be a labor and delivery nurse or work in a NICU with like preemies and stuff like that. I don't really know how I'm gonna get there. I mean, like, I don't know, like, if like my first nursing job is gonna be like in the labor and delivery section of the hospital or whatever. I think you kind of just like take whatever's handed to you at that point because you're just trying to like get into the hospital and everything, but I don't really know. I'm not really sure. Technically I don't have a like declared major. I'm just taking prereqs, but my focus is nursing. Like I'm taking all of my prereqs at a community college for nursing. It just saves a lot of money that way, and I don't think, me personally, I don't think I would be able to handle taking my prereqs with my nursing classes. I think it'd just be way too much with a child. Like I barely even have time like to do my homework now, than like I can't even imagine like doing prereqs with my nursing classes. So that's what I'm doing, and then next year, I think next fall, I'll be completely done with all my prereqs, and then I can transfer to a 4-year school. I do need a bachelor's degree to do what I want to do, so I'm just going to go straight for that and not get an associate's degree, I don't think, because it's just kind of pointless to me. So, yeah. The next question is, how do you think you'll parent in the future? I don't know if that means like discipline wise, like, I don't really know. I haven't really thought about like when she's a teenager or anything. I mean, I think I'll just get there when I get there. I really don't know. But as of right now, like, what I do, like, my parenting style, like, I do co-sleep with her. I didn't do baby lead weaning, but I did, like, kind of introduce foods to her at the same time as baby food and everything, like, stuff like that, but I didn't just go, like, straight to foods. I didn't really know a lot about it. I kind of wish that I did, but I didn't really know, like, a lot about it. I do try to feed her, like, as healthy as possible, like, not, like, vegetarian or anything. Like, I have nothing against that. I would, but I don't even eat vegetarian myself, so I feel like it's, like, wrong to, like, push my child to. But yeah, I try to feed her, like, as healthy as I can. I let her, like, eat her food, like, just pick it up and eat it herself. I've always done it that way. Yeah, that's kind of, I don't know, like, my parenting style, I don't know. I mean, you can't really discipline them when they're 1. You can tell them no, but they're probably going to tell you no back. So, there's that. I don't really know. I haven't really thought about that, though. Do you want more kids? Yes, I definitely do want more kids. I think I probably want 3 or 4. I think 3 would be, like, an ideal number. 4 is kind of scary to me. But if I did, like, end up having 4, then, like, I'd be fine. Like, that's kind of, like, I've always, like, dreamed of having, like, more kids, because, like, I only have 1 sibling, and, like, I wish that I had more. Like, I don't know, I know so many people that have so many siblings, and, like, I don't know, it just seems like it was so fun to, like, grow up with, like, all these different siblings, so I would want that for Madison, but I don't plan on having baby, like, anytime soon. Like, when I do have another baby, I kind of want Madison to be, like, 5, so, like, 5 years from now, like, when she's going to school and everything. And then after that, I'd like to have all my kids, like, close in age, like, together, like, one after another, like, and that's it. So, yeah. How did you feel when you found out you were pregnant? I kind of explained that in my 16 pregnant video, so if you're wondering, go watch that video. If you had a boy, what would you have named him? This is actually kind of a fun question. So I love when people ask this question. I always ask people this question too, like when they have babies. So if Madison were a boy, her name would have been Louis, spelled like Louis, but pronounced Louis, like Louis Vuitton. So yeah, not after Louis Vuitton, but like I just really liked the name Louis. But if she were a boy, I probably would have been kind of screwed in a way, because I really didn't know what to do for a middle name. So it is a good thing that I had a girl, because I had a lot more girl names than boy names. Boy names are so hard, like, honestly. Like, I was going to name him Louis Paul, I mean, not him, but like if Madison were a boy, I would have named him Louis Paul, or Louis Thomas. Thomas is after my brother, and then Paul is after my grandfather. So I thought about the two, and then I like crossed out Louis Thomas because it sounds like the guy in One Direction, and I just like couldn't have it. And then it was between Louis Paul and Louis Sage, and I literally like could not decide like what I wanted. Like I had no idea. So that was the two that it was between, and then like once I had my gender ultrasound and found out it was a girl, I was like, thank God, because I already had a name picked out and everything, and she was Madison May from like when I was like 4 months pregnant till I had her. Like just never really changed my mind on that. Let's see. Labor story. Okay, so I feel like I should probably do a separate video on this, but I'll just like briefly explain it. I don't want this video to be like 20 minutes long. It's probably gonna be, but whatever. So pretty much I was due August 1st, 2017, but I ended up having her a day early, so her birthday is July 31st. So in the morning, like, I woke up and I was kind of crampy, and when I went to the bathroom, my mucus plug fell out. If you don't know what that is, probably don't want to Google it because it's kind of gross. So yeah, that happened, and then after that, I just kept like progressively like getting like stronger contractions, and I don't know, it just got to the point where like I was really uncomfortable. I was also home alone at this time, so like my mom was at work and like everybody else was at work, so I called my mom and I told her that my mucus plug fell out, and I thought I was in labor, but I didn't really know. But my contractions felt like much different than Braxton Hicks contractions. Like, I just knew it was something. So pretty much she came home, and this was like around 11 in the morning, and she brought me to the hospital at like 11, and they checked me, and I was already dilated 4 centimeters, so that was good. I was kind of happy about that. And then so I just ended up staying, and then I wasn't really sure if I wanted to get an epidural because I was between that and then having a water birth. Like, I really did want to have a water birth, but then like I didn't want to have to like get up and move all my stuff into the other room and like all that. Like, I was just so uncomfortable. I was like, whatever. So they offered the epidural to me, but I didn't really want it right away. I just felt like I didn't need it. And then I just wanted to see like how far can I go like without getting an epidural. Like, do I actually need one or not? Like, and I didn't want to get it too early and have it wear off when I was having her. Like, I was so afraid of that, like if I did get one. So I was just like, I'll just wait it out. And then around like 6 or 7 centimeters, I don't really remember, I ended up getting my epidural. I was so petrified of that. Like, honestly, I was more afraid of getting a needle in my back than pushing out a baby. Like, I was so scared. Because, like, I've heard stories, like, if you move, like, you're paralyzed and, like, all this stuff, and, like, stuff can happen, like, to the baby, and I was so scared to get one. But it was fine. Like, there's nothing wrong. I'm not paralyzed. Like, it's all good. And then after that, I think I got my epidural around like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then after that I just kept like progressively dilating even more. And then around 8:30 at night I started pushing, and I had her at 9:35 p.m. and that's pretty much it. So I pushed for about an hour. And yeah, that's pretty much my labor story. If you want to hear like the whole thing, then just leave a comment and let me know. I'm not gonna just make a video if like no one really wants to hear about it, because I know like some people just don't really care. What names were you considering other than Madison? So I think this is, oh no, this isn't the last question. So what names were you considering other than Madison? So I really liked the name Florence, and then call her Flora. I just really liked that name. Now, like, I would not name my child Florence. I think it's still a pretty name, but like, I don't know, I just don't really like it anymore. Eden, definitely. It's spelled E-D-E-N, if I'm pronouncing it weird, or if I just sound weird saying it. I love that name. It's so pretty. Also, let me think. I know that there were other names that I like really, really loved. Oh, Emerson. I really loved that name too. I have like a whole list. And Scarlett, I loved that name. I think those were really the only names that were like up there. Evelyn too. I really liked the name Evelyn, but that's pretty much it. I really, really liked Emerson though, like towards the end. It was between like Emerson, Madison. Oh, Layla. This is funny because like actually before I went to the hospital, I like had said to my mom, like, if she doesn't come out looking like Madison, like her name's gonna be Layla, but I didn't have a middle name for Layla, so I don't know. I just still, she did look like a Madison. She does definitely fit the Madison personality, but yeah. So that's it. I hope this video isn't way too long by the time that I edit it all. Hopefully it's not like a half-hour long. I'm gonna try to make it like at least like 15 minutes, or I mean at most 15 minutes, and try to like chop off the rest. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Bye guys.
Bye bye. Bye bye.